everybody, happy Monday and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to discuss Nagorno-Karabakh and Turkey generals' involvement in it. Nagorno-Karabakh has been on the news for some time. There has been an escalation of a conflict. Last week there was a ceasefire agreement signed between Russia, Armenia and Azerbaijan. However, the Armenian opposition is opposing the agreement and they're not happy, and clearly so, because the ceasefire agreement is actually not beneficial to any parties per se. Russian peacekeepers entered the region already. But there's a lot of unknowns going on with this as well. First of all, Pashinyan. There was a failed attempt at his life over the weekend. Additionally, there are statements made over the weekend that Pashinyan actually should be charged with treason by opposition because apparently he made some backward deal to give Nagorno-Karabakh back to Azerbaijan in return for favors from Turkey. And this is of course unfounded at this time. It has not been verified, but given how Pashinyan has been acting, there's two things. Either the ego got to him, because when he took his post as a prime minister, he was too eager trying to play games and jail his political opponents, the ones who actually were prominent within the Nagorno-Karabakh army, and he upset many high-ranking leaders in Nagorno-Karabakh as well, and a lot of them had great relationship with the Kremlin. The Kremlin warned Armenia about such actions, but Pashinyan never listened. So it is on him. So it is possible there's going to be another coup in Armenia. Pashinyan will be charged with treason and spend a lot of time in prison, even possibly, because like I said, it's his loss what happened in Nagorno-Karabakh. But this video is not about Pashinyan. It's about Turkish generals and their interesting biographies and what exactly transpired. Everybody knows that Turkey has been helping Azerbaijan in regards to Nagorno-Karabakh escalation of conflict to get their lands back. Turkey has been training and actually doing a lot of weapons transfer to Azerbaijan, and there's even talk about putting weapons embargo on Turkey by European Union based on the fact that Turkey has been escalating and aggressively doing maneuvering in the Mediterranean as well. And also now, since Joe Biden got elected in US, he'll be very interested to restoring US dominance in geopolitical arena around the globe. Also, Pashinyan this weekend stated that he wanted US and France to be participant in regards to Nagorno-Karabakh conflict resolution, and he wanted the same type of Minsk-style talks, which were actually Minsk Protocol was signed in 2014, and it was pertaining to the situation when Russia did annexation of Crimea. This is how it all started. So Pashinyan wants the same type of dealings as far as Armenia, as far as having those talks in regards to brokering peace. So let's get to Turkish generals. One of the main players who helped orchestrate escalation and offensive in Nagorno-Karabakh is Major General of the Turkish Army, Bakhtiar Arsay. So who is Bakhtiar Arsay? This is when you start looking further. There's quite interesting information about him, and this is where it got me curious further. So who is he? First of all, he was participant in a coup that happened in Turkey in early 2000s. And it was part of Operation Sledgehammer. It was declassified in 2010. Even though he was a very active participant in a coup, once arrested, he decided to give his loyalties to Erdogan. He sold out all his participants who actually lost their lives because of him, and given the names who participated in the coup. So because of him, there was a huge bloodshed on that end to begin with. And suddenly, out of the blue, an intelligence officer in Turkish army that was arrested suddenly gets pardoned, released immediately from prison, even though he originally got a sentence of 16 years. And even though he wasn't cooperating during the sentencing part and during the trial, he personally reached out to Erdogan's team and party and provided that information. This is quite interesting development. And suddenly, right after that, he suddenly makes it through the ranks within a very short period of time. And the next thing you know, he's starting to comment operations against Kurds and Syrians. And suddenly he becomes one of Erdogan's favorites and continues to be so. And also he participated in a lot of conjoint training with NATO. But nevertheless, that type of individual, the ethics behind it is very questionable. And everybody knows Erdogan is actually not great for Turkey, given that he wants to restore Ottoman Empire, while majority of the citizens just want to have a good life, prosperity, and not constantly have economic doom. Even though coronavirus played a huge role in every world economy having issues, but at the same time, Turkey is going and sliding into a very different direction. But nevertheless, being a Western national, Turkey is not my home country or my background. Therefore, whoever they choose as president and what they do, as long as it's not affecting other nations, it's their business, obviously, because every citizen in the country allowed to have democratic elections. So this is what it comes to Bakhtiar Arsay. So as far as Bakhtiar Arsay, he was actually directing the offensive in Nagorno-Karabakh, including the regions of near Stepanakert and Shusha, which were vital regions within that area, given the fact that they were a traveling artery and they had strategic significance. Next, Lieutenant General of the Turkish Army, Sharaf Angay. Well, there's not much information on open source pertaining to him. It has been stated by multiple Russian social media groups that he was responsible for advising Azerbaijani military forces and providing strategic guidance. He was also in charge of the Turkish communication satellites that were actually deployed in the summertime to the region. The theatrical metaphor has been used by military for some time as far as him being participant in the active theater. And he's been in Azerbaijan since the summer. This is what's been known. However, he could have been even earlier, but more than likely it is the summertime. Another Turkish general is Major General of the Turkish Air Force, is Göksel Kahi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name correct, but possibly Kahaya. He's a Turkish military commander, and also he is an active part of the leadership and the operation of Nagorno-Karabakh. He is the head of First Supply and Maintenance Center of the Turkish Air Force. Also, Azerbaijani President Aliyev personally thanked him for helping Turkey, and this has been a very interesting statement that was made. It was not made to the news, but it has been leaked through different media sources. That's what actually happened, so it actually acknowledges that Göksel Kahi participated with Azerbaijan, or actually had an active role within that offensive. Even though Turkey was saying they're not fully participating, clearly that's not exactly it, because even as far as everything looks like, they have played a major role. Of course, Nagorno-Karabakh was Armenians to lose and what happened with Pashinyan, but Turkey did help them a lot. So overall, as you can tell, the other two, there's not much information, and they seem to be earnestly risen through the ranks, given they were joined the military in actually late 1980s, and they worked through the ranks and actually earnestly earned them. The only one that I said that has a very interesting background is Major General Bakhtiar Arsay, which is again not your traditional type of general and how people rise through the ranks, especially within military. But again, this is outside the scope of this video as well. So I would love to know what everybody thinks. Please click like, please subscribe to my channel. I hope everybody has a great rest of their day and week. And thanks again for watching.